I'm Tom Cowan. I'm a shamanic practitioner, and I've been involved with shamanism for about 24 years now. The way I got involved with it was sort of interesting, is I moved to New York City and thought I was giving up nature and forests and woods and streams forever. And I'm the kind of person who all my life I've really loved the out of doors and loved nature and have always found a kind of mystical side to nature. So I moved to New York City thinking that I would be there for a good number of years and have to sever my ties. But lo and behold, I ran into Michael Harner about 2 years after I was there, and he was teaching a course on shamanism. And I knew enough about shamanism at the time to know that it was a native practice in many cultures, and it worked very closely with animals and the elements, the land. So I took one workshop from him, and like so many people said, I felt like I was coming home, and I knew this would be a spiritual path that could keep me walking it for many, many years.
What? That's good. That's good. What does your practice look like? What does it consist of in your daily life? To be a shamanic practitioner, what does that mean?
In my daily life?
Yeah.
I didn't stay in Brooklyn as long as I thought I would. In 7 years, I moved out. I moved upstate New York into the country for a number of reasons, but one was that I felt I really needed to be out in nature to practice shamanism. And yet I felt I'd practiced good shamanism in New York. I had a drumming circle that I met with every week for about 5 years. But I really felt that call to be in the out of doors. And so my daily practice is to go outside every morning when I wake up, and I say my prayers in the 4 directions and feed the cats, which is a shamanic activity. And I try every few days to really get out in the woods, and I have places I go. I know the spirits, various places. I have power spots, places of beauty, places that are fairy haunted, and I try to keep in touch with those on a almost weekly basis. And I also belong to a drumming circle. We meet twice a month, and I do a little bit of healing, but not a whole lot. For me, shamanism really is a spiritual path. It's my spiritual life, and if I can do healing work on people now and then, that's great. But I'm not primarily a healer. I'm more primarily, I guess, a nature mystic who uses shamanism to develop that mysticism. And I also teach shamanism too. I've ended up learning about European traditions of shamanism, particularly Celtic shamanism, and wrote a few books on it. So a lot of my practice is as a shamanic teacher, training others in Celtic and European ways of practicing shamanism. I think the biggest gift it's brought me is a sense that I'm doing something that my ancestors did maybe 40,000 years ago. We live in a time of such fast change and disruptive change, and I really get a sense of satisfaction and continuity and feeling at home in the world, knowing that I do a spiritual practice that has roots 20, 30, 40,000 years ago. I would say that's really one of the biggest gifts that shamanism has brought me.